we pray that your people take an introspective look within themselves to do everything possible to see that this great nation that was founded upon your love, upon your law, upon your grace, and upon the principles from your word, that we stand true to those words that are written in our Constitution, that are on our currency. And as we sing and we pray and we petition, that you continue to bless America.
It is my distinct honor to introduce to you the Honorable Bill Haslam, his lovely wife Chrissy, as the Governor and First Lady of the great state of Tennessee.
So what inspires you on a difficult day?
There are difficult days. I think it's this. It's a real sense of God's faithfulness. One of the things that I started doing several years ago was keeping a journal. Like all of us, there are things you go through that you're like, this mountain is huge. I have no idea how we're going to get around this. And it's a major issue you're struggling with and working with. And then all of a sudden you go back and read about that 3 months later. And it doesn't always work out maybe the way you intended it to, but I can always see God's faithfulness and his handprints all over that. The awareness of God's faithfulness is, regardless of what we're going through, is kind of the constant assurance. So what about you? What inspires you through a hard day?
Well, one of my favorite verses is at the end of Matthew. And it's when Jesus' last words. I think last words are important. I think people think about their last words. And remember my father's last words before he died. Most people think, a lot of people think Jesus' last words were, go and make disciples of all men. But in Matthew, it says another verse at the very end. And he says, after he says, go and make disciples, he says, and lo, I'm with you always. And I think about that, and I think, well, he could have said, don't forget to pray, don't go sin, be good. He could have said a lot of different things, but he said, he knew what we needed to hear. He said, I'm with you. And he said, he knew we didn't want to be alone. We needed him. And so I think that inspires me a lot on tough days. He's with us, and we are not alone. He's Emmanuel.
Last words are important, and so why don't we let those be the last words. Thank you all very much for letting us be here.